Welcome to our latest podcast in the series we've been making called Where Inches Matter. I'm here with Dion Gordon, one of our clients. He runs 3 dairy farms in Canterbury. I suppose you better tell us a bit about what you do, Dion.
We work for Craigmore Sustainables. We look after 3 farms in Canterbury, 3,500 cows milked through 4 sheds at Long Beach and some at Rangitata.
How did we catch up with you originally? It was through Jeffro, wasn't it?
Yep. Through Jeffo, maybe at an event that you had a standout. We came and talked to you. It's talking to Jeffo, and then nothing came of it. And then a couple of years later, met up again, and then from that we've been working together ever since.
So what did we do first? I think we went down there and I told you your soil's a bit bloody compacted, and we finished up in the cow shed looking at some of your soil tests and things like that.
Yep. Went around the farm, dug a few holes, and then we decided to try half the farm, I think, first year, and in the end we did the whole farm and went from there.
Yeah, well, that was the EnviroCal for looking at the compaction. And then along the way, we looked at your soil testing results. You were only getting Olsons, but they were relatively high, and we thought that the amount of fert you were using was probably not needed. And then I think the following year you got some other tests done as well, didn't you?
Yep, went from not just Olsons to getting resin Ps done and whole farm testing, every paddock, and tailoring our fert needs from that.
And what do you reckon, have you been able to reduce, or you got more information, or what happened as a result of that?
As a result of that, we have definitely put on less fert, and then the fert we have been put on, we've targeted select paddocks so that we're putting the right nutrients on the right place.
And have you changed not that Agriforum sells any fertiliser, but have you changed the type or form of the fertiliser at all?
Yep, we've gone to putting a little bit more RPR on that we never used to do. So maybe a little bit of super and RPR, so we're getting short release fert and long release fert, and it seems to still be growing the same amount of grass.
Yeah. And then what happened? I remember you were playing around with new grass, and not that, again, we don't sell any seeds, but we suggested you try some of these multi-species brews with 5 families. How did you find that?
Yeah, we found that, well, obviously some of them graze out pretty quickly, but we found when we went to the 5 species, we didn't have the same weed establishment. So we saved us the spraying, and cows seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah. So that we had oats in there, and as well as your normal grasses that you suit your farm, and then 2 or 3 clovers, and chard, which is the chenopod, and we had a grazing brassica. The last 2 don't last. Well, the grazing brassica doesn't last, the oats doesn't last, but it sets the paddock up. And other farms we've done it on, those paddocks seem to come into the round earlier. They establish really well. The cows seem to like them, and they really go well. Often, if the paddocks have been compacted when they're worked, if it's out of crop, we'll often put the EnviroCal over the paddock once it's been drilled and it's up. And when we're also putting Comcat on usually to get the roots down in a big way on all those crops, so all those species in that sward. And that seems to work well. So that's another way on other farms we've gone slowly around as they regrass and got them going on EnviroCal. Keep the soil loose once they've spent the money loosening it, if it's out of kale or fodder beet or whatever reason it's being regrassed. And put the Comcat on when it's up a little bit. Get big root system on the grass, which stays, and the clover. And those other 3 plant types run out eventually, but the chard hangs around for a while. And the cows seem to go well on them.
Yep, they do.
So, okay, what do you think about Agriforum's approach to people on dairy farms as opposed to some of the other outfits that perhaps trying to sell you whatever they've got rather than what you need?
It seems to work well. It's easy. You're only dealing with 2 to 3 people. It's not at a corporate level. It's come out, dig a hole in your paddock, have a discussion around a clod of dirt, look at when for cash flow, when's the best time to do it, when's the best time for the farm to do it. If we only do it in parts, or it seems to work well. There's a good yarn head instead of just this is what you have to do, you know, which you sometimes get from other advisors.
Yeah. Well, you got to approach each farm individually, and some farms are in different positions financially or whatever. They've got other influences. You have to work with their advisors or not. But yeah, we just try and work in. I mean, all of our solutions work. We're very confident of that, and it's just a matter of how big or small the farms want to start using the products. But environmentally, they all give a big tick. Everyone's being pushed in that direction. Even the companies you supply the milk to, whether it's Fonterra or Synlait, they're all having to try and demonstrate that they're being more environmentally greenhouse gas aware, because the people that are buying the milk, like Nestle, are demanding it basically. So these things aren't going to go away, and I think a lot of the products that have been used, or the amounts that have been used in the past, which all have a big footprint in terms of greenhouse gas, like urea, for example, 3 or 4% of the world's total electricity production is used just to make urea. And making nitrogen available, whether it's naturally through fixing it from the atmosphere with your nitrogen fixing bacteria, or if you're making it synthetically, is blinking expensive. It's just the way it is. Like, if you want to make 1 unit of nitrogen available out of the atmosphere, you're going to use 1,000 carbons one way or another, whether it's burning coal to make electricity or using carbon in the soil, because that's just the way it is. It's hell of an expensive naturally to make, and it all comes from nitrogen gas in the atmosphere in the first place. So if we can do it with things like BioN, first of all cheaply, or cheaper than urea, and it hasn't got that environmental footprint with the electricity, so it's a win-win, I reckon.
Yep.
So anyway, that's the philosophy for AgriForum. We've got the solutions for various things for farmers. We don't push them. Whichever bits they want to use, they can use, but ultimately most of them in the end finish up using most of them one way or another, because they just add on to each other and finish up. The whole system works better. Would you agree?
Yeah. Well, it's worked for us over the last 5 years.
Oh, well, thanks, Dion.
No worries.
I'll see you on the farm shortly.
Sounds good.
Righto, mate. Cheers.